This is the Mr. Shady Show. I'm Mr. Shady, throwing shit wherever I go. Watch out, because you might be next. And today, we are going to talk about a battle between Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Both written by the brilliant horror master, not Stephen King, the second one, Kevin Williamson, who also wrote Dawson Creek and the first season of Vampire Diaries. So, we all know Scream and we all know I Know What You Did. But for years, ever since it came out, people keep comparing it to them just because of the same writer. And I want to break that argument and say my thoughts. For this battle, we are only talking about the first movie. The first movies. The very original. So, let's start with the story of the original one. A year after Maureen Prescott's death, the same killer is now after her daughter, Sydney Prescott, and her friends, and now everyone is a suspect. So, this is giving me a whodunit and a thriller, because you're gonna see who's the killer. Is it that one? Is it that one? Is it that one? And you're gonna be judging the character's mistakes. So, for this, I give it. And for I Know What You Did Last Summer, the story is about it's graduation night and four teenagers has been involved in a car accident by killing someone with their car. And when they dump the body and cover it up, a year later someone threatened them and starts a killing spree. So for this, it's about karma. How those 14-year teenagers should have gone to the police instead of taking matters in their own hands. For this story, I give the winner of this story is Scream because it's a whodunit and it just more makes sense to me. And Scream is based on real events. So round one, Scream. The cast and characters. So for the cast members, we have the amazing. For Scream, we have the amazing Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Matthew Lillard, Rose McGowan, Skeet Ultra, Jamie Kennedy, and Drew Barrymore. So, we all know Neve Campbell from The Craft and Party of Five. And we also know David Arquette from Scream. And Courtney Cox from her most popular role as in Friends. Matthew Lillard in Scream, She's All That, The Descendants, and the Scooby-Doo franchise as Shaggy Rogers, his brilliant performance. Rose McGowan from the original Charmed. Skeet Ultra from aka Jughead's dad in Riverdale. Jamie Kennedy from Scream, and Drew Barrymore. So, their character is Sydney. So, the cast here is giving me major, like it's their first movie. But they all done a fantastic job with this movie, and the characters are really relatable. So, I Know What You Did Last Summer. We have Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Freddie Prinze Jr. from She's All That and the live action Scooby Doo, also from Sarah Michelle Gellar and Matthew Lillard, Ryan Philippine, Ryan Gillespie from True Cruel Intentions, Johnny something from Big Bang Theory, Muse Watson, I don't know, Bridget Wilson, and Anne Hench. So for the cast members, I give it to I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because they all had the most popular 90s, early 2000s stars, rising stars in this movie. And they did very, very, very good with this casting. And I Know What You Did. So round two goes to I Know What You Did. So why is this movie so popular? Scream is very popular because of the cast members and how meta this movie is. Because it's making fun of horror itself. It has a lot of horror movie references, how to survive a horror movie, and what to do in a matter of the situation. See, this could happen in real life, and it did happen in real life because it's a real life adaptation movie. So I feel like that this is a very like a survival movie, like a survival book. So I feel like this movie is really amazing. So I Know What You Did Last Summer. It is a book adaptation from I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lewis Duncan. Sorry, and it has a strong story. Anyone in the real world can get in a real life hit and run situation. A lot of us do, and we don't know what to do. So seeing these characters struggle or what to do is relatable to everyone because you accidentally hit someone and you don't know what to do. You be thinking about what if will I go to jail? Will I get in trouble? Will I get the death penalty? It's perfect human nature. And it is about karma, which everyone gets. So for this, I get this round two. Scream. Because Scream, it really helps you survive. How scary is this movie? So for Scream, I feel like it is very scary because you're having a conversation with someone and then you realize that they want to kill you and to break inside your house just to kill you. And it is very scary because this could actually happen to you. Someone could actually break into your house and try to kill you. Will you survive? What will happen to you? No one knows for sure. That's why everyone locks their doors, close their windows, and make sure they have an alarm system ready to go. So I Know What You Did Last Summer. I give it a 5 because it's kind of like realistic and not realistic. You know what I mean? Cause a fisherman waiting to kill you and someone knows 1 year later. Like they wouldn't start killing, they would go to police and report you. So for this I give it to Scream. Because for real, someone can actually break into your house. The message. Scream. Be careful of who you trust. Because the killers are actually a real close friends with Sydney Prescott, the final girl of the Scream franchise. And she would trust these people with her life. And when she found out that the killer, the people that she trusted, killed her mom and tried to kill her, she really felt betrayed and heartbroken. So be careful of who you trust. That is a really big message that everyone should take. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Summer. The message is Karma. Karma. Karma can get to you whenever you are. No matter how long your heart, how much you run, and how much you forget about it, it always comes back to bite you. So for this, I give it a tie because these are both really good messages. Now the ending. The ending. Sydney and Gail team up to kill Billy and Stu. While she basically threw a TV on Stu's head and she shot and stabbed Billy, and Sydney shot Billy in the head. That is a very good ending because you always shoot the killers in the head because you're superhuman. And I know you did last summer, Julie gets attacked by the killer, aka Ben Willis, in the shower at her college. Now, in the sequel, we realized that it was just a dream. But still, it's kind of a good ending. I feel like that ending, it led up to a sequel. So for the ending, I had to give it a 2. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because when I watched it, the ending scared me, and it was a perfect way to set up a sequel. Now, for the final round, the sequels. So for the sequels for Scream, everyone knows the Scream sequels. Scream 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 6 is coming up. They're making Scream 6 right now. Let's pray that Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox are coming back. So, Scream 2 is about Sydney in college. Scream 3 is about Hollywood. Scream 4 is about Sydney coming back to Woodsboro for her book signing tour. Scream 5 is about a new killer 25 years later after the original. In Scream 6, we just heard that they're making Scream 6, so we don't know what that's necessarily about yet. But it is a straight sequel to Scream 5. So Scream, I feel like these sequels are really good, and of course they will never live up to the original because the original is always the best. But these sequels, it is a really good way to debate which Scream movie is the best to you. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I still know what you did last summer. It had the legendary Brandy from Moesha, Star, Cinderella, all of that. They brought her back in this one, and it was amazing. And Rufus from Gossip Girl was in this one too. So the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer, aka I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, this was a good sequel, and this was better than the original to me because of Brandy. And they were gonna make a third one with everyone, but it got canceled. So instead, they just went with a brand new story. I Always Know What You Did Last Summer. It's where these teenagers was planning a prank go wrong, and now accidentally killed one of their friends. And now Ben Willis, a zombie dead Willis, are going to come kill them. And there is a TV show, aka the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, with a completely new cast that has no involvement with the movies. That's where these brand new kids in the 21st century are starting to accidentally killed someone in their friend group, and now a killer is going to come after them. But little does they know, the person that kept their secret actually used it against them and started killing them. So for sequels, I had to give it to Scream. So, what is the winner of this debate? Of course, this is a shocker. The winner of this debate is Scream. Because Scream is the horror movie that everyone knows and loves. So thank you for listening to me about this debate. Let me know in the comments of what else you want me to debate about. This is Bitch Shady signing off.